Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Okay, so shall we start now?
Yes. Yes.
So is there any question about yesterday lessons, about the grammar points, about the usage? Is there any question?
No.
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
So we will continue. We have finished up to number 4 yesterday, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
We will do number 5 today. Write out the sentence using the will, future, passive form of the verb in present. So what is will, future, passive form? What is that? What is will, future, passive form? Okay, so I will explain that. So before answering number 5, we will have a look at this grammar point. Use of English. Will, future, passive form. So will, future is kind of like somewhat future tense, right? So we'll transform that adjective into passive form. So before talking about the passive form, how many tenses are there in English? How many tenses are there?
12.
Huh? No, I didn't hear you. That is why I'm asking you again. Not because your answer is wrong. What did you say? Right? You said something.
12.
Huh?
12.
12. 12, right? Yes. Your answer is right. Be confident about your answer, okay? Even if you give me the wrong answer, it's okay, right? So yes, your answer is right. 12 tenses, right? So what are they?
Present tense.
Present tense,
Past tense.
Tense.
past tense,
Future.
future tense. Okay, these are the 3 main tense, right? Some more present tense, past tense, and future tense. So these are the main tenses, like 3 tenses, but it has like 12 tenses. So what are the 12 tenses? For each main tenses, it
Present
has 4
continuous.
more tenses, right?
Present,
So
yes.
for
Yes.
present tense, it has 4 tenses. For past tense, it still have like 4 tenses, and for future, it also have 4 tenses, right? So under the title of present tense, simple present tense,
Present continuous.
present continuous tense,
Present
simple tense.
perfect.
present perfect,
Present perfect continuous.
yes, present perfect continuous. So in the same way, in the past too, simple past tense, past perfect, past continuous, past perfect continuous. And in the same way, simple future, future perfect, future continuous, future perfect continuous. So there are together 12 tenses, right? So among them, we will only study together will, future. So will plus verb 1. So what is the tense? The form is will plus verb 1. So among 12 tenses,
Future.
yes, future, simple future or future perfect or future continuous or future perfect continuous.
Use simple.
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 Well, plus verb 1, right? So it's simple future. So that is active form, right? So we will transform this into passive form, okay? So you know active voice and passive voice, right? What is the difference between active voice and passive voice?
Passive voice start with object.
Yes. So active voice simply start with a subject, right? Subject, verb, object. But in passive form, we will start with the object, right? In the place of the subject. Actually, object pretending as a subject there, right? So where do we use passive form? Where do we use it? Where do we use it? When do we use passive
someone
form? Yes.
talking in the past and we're talking about that went to another person in the present time.
Huh?
We use this like when someone has been talking about that went in the past and like we talk about that went to another person at the present time.
Yes. And what can we use passive form? Which Okay, so mainly we use passive voice if we want to focus on the object, right, rather than the subject, right? Sometimes we don't know the subject, or sometimes the subject is not important in the sentence, right? So at that time we use passive voice. For example, like someone steal my wallet. So we don't know the action, we don't know the subject, right? At that time we use passive voice instead of active voice. For example, like my wallet has been stolen or something like that, because we don't know the subject, or the subject is not that important, right? The only thing that important is our wallet, right? So my wallet has been stolen, like that. So in that situation, we have to use passive form, right? Okay, so future. The will plus verb 1 is active future form. So passive for will be plus verb 3, that is the passive future form pattern, right? So will be plus verb 3. For example, like lessons will be given over the internet. So lesson here is not the real subject here, it's the object, right? But it's in the place of the subject, because in here subject is not important, object, which is lesson, is important, right? So lessons will be given over the internet. So we can use this form. So this is for positive. So for positive pattern, we can use will be plus verb 3. For negative form, won't be plus verb 3, right? For question form, will be taken, will subject plus be verb 3. So that is the question form. So is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So we will do exercise 5. So answer question number 1 up to 5. After that, we will check the answer. The box in the brackets has been given to you as the answer. So you can use the box as your answer. You just have to change the tense and the form. So have you finished?
Yes.
Yes.
Teacher.
Check. Okay, so number 1, car won't be driven by people. So they
Will be controlled.
yes, they will be controlled, and controlled has to be passed by verb 3, right? So controlled by computers. And text messaging
Will be replaced.
Will be replaced.
will be replaced right? IEPLECDET replaced by voice to text technology. And 3, all houses
Will be heated.
Will be
will
heated.
be heated. Yes, all houses will be heated by solar power. And 4, there will be no shops or shopping centers. All shopping
Will be done.
Will be done.
will be done online. And 5, films
Won't be
Will not.
shown.
Won't be
Won't be
shown.
won't be shown, right? Won't be shown at cinemas, and they
Will be
Will
done.
be
Downloaded.
downloaded.
will be downloaded. They will be downloaded and
What?
will be watched, right? Will be downloaded and will be watched at home. So have you got all the answers for number 5?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Is there any question? Yeah. Okay, so this time you have to write your own sentences by using future passive form. So you have to write 2 sentences, one for positive and one for negative. After that, you have to tell me back. Okay, so I'll give you 3 minutes to write your own sentences. 1 positive sentence and 1 negative sentence, which means you have to use will be plus verb 3 and won't be plus verb 3, and your sentence has to be passive form. So have you finished? Everyone, have you finished?
Yes.
Not yet, teacher.
Not yet. Okay, I'll wait. So have you finished?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I will start with miniature.
Okay. In the future, all of the household chores will be done by robots. We won't have much time. The meals won't be cooked in time.
The meal won't be cooked. Okay, thank you. So next, Indy.
My food will be eaten tomorrow. The exam won't be done in 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you. And next, Munjo.
Car will be driving by my Friday. Today, everyone can buy the bike and the bicycle won't be needed.
How about the negative sentence for me?
This is negative. Negative punctuation.
Really? So can you repeat that?
Today, everyone can buy the bike and the bicycle won't be needed.
Won't be needed. Okay, thank you. Next, Linga.
Yes. So so like the cat I'll see the positive one. So like the room will be cleaned by me every day. And also another one is like the cup won't be broken by the servant.
Won't be broken. Okay, thank you. And next, Damina. Damina, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. I think there is something wrong with your mic.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
The houses will be taken to the stable by farmer. The building won't be completed until 2025.
Okay, thank you. And next, Nwe. Nwe, are you there? Nwe, are you there? Okay. How can I?
She will be late for the school tomorrow, and he won't help you. He won't help you as he doesn't like.
He won't.
He won't help you as he doesn't like you.
Is that active or passive? He won't help you. That is active, right?
Yeah.
Yes, active sentence. Actually, you're supposed to write a passive sentence, right? Okay. Okay, thank you. And next, Pominkan. Pominkan, are you there? Pominkan, are you there? Okay, so this one, sign punctuation.
School will be closed tomorrow. Homework won't be handwritten. Handwriting.
Homework won't be.
Handwriting.
Won't be being handwriting like that, right? Because
Yes.
handwriting is a noun, so you can't transform that into both, right?
Yes.
So homework will be given in handwriting or something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this time, Nita.
My homework will be finished tonight. The contract won't be signed tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Aga. Aga, please.
This car will be sold by the incoming Mondays. The agent won't be Saturday week.
The agent won't be
Saturday week.
Saturday.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Sonia.
Schools will be changed to online, but teachers won't be replaced by computers.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Deep, Poo,
Yes, the calculators won't be needed in English. It will be used in other subjects.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Asi.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. Game will be run on my computer. Teacher won't be tested tomorrow.
Teacher won't be
tested tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Alice.
Normal schools will be replaced by online schools sometime in the future. Lunch won't be served until 12 in the afternoon.
Okay. This time, Nay Nwe. Nay Nwe. Nay Nwe. Nay Nwe, are you there? Hello, Nay Nwe, are you there? Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Nay Nwe, can you hear me? I'm calling you, Nay Nwe.
I think she cannot hear.
Nay Nwe, are you there? I thought she can hear me. Okay, so this time, turn to AC.
I watched a series last night. A series won't be finished.
Won't be finished. Okay, thank you. And this time, choppy easy.
I won't be eating a cake in the evening. I won't be can your horse tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Alice, Syria.
Yes, teacher. I will be finished my homework in time. The money won't be given to you.
Okay, okay. And this time, AW.
I'll be studying English before 11 a.m. She won't be listening at anything what I say.
Okay, she won't be listening. She won't listen or she won't be listening.
She won't be listening.
She won't be listening to me.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Actually, in this sense, you should use active voice rather than passive voice because she won't listen to me. Right? Actually, she is the subject one, right? She won't listen to me like that, right? So she won't be listen is actually she is not the object, right?
Yep.
So active voice will be more appropriate than passive voice for that sense. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And this time, two left.
I think I haven't.
Okay, okay, we can then.
The tickets will be sold on the internet, and I won't be able to drive a car until I turn 18.
I won't be allowed to drive the car, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 18, right?
Yes.
Okay, and there's one more question, right? Do Raymond, I have to finish.
Yes, Chair. All my homework will be done on my computer. My brother and I won't be ready in next 10 minutes.
Won't be ready. Actually, won't be ready is passive voice. It's not active. It is active voice. It's not passive voice. Okay, we won't be ready, right?
Yes.
Ready is an adjective, right? So we won't be ready. Won't be ready is won't be plus is an adjective. It's not past three. So that is why it is active voice. It is not passive voice. Okay. Okay. So who left? Everyone has finished, right?
No, I'm left, Teacher.
Homemaker. Yes, actually, I already called you, but you didn't answer me. Homemaker. Okay.
The big city will be controlled by technology. The robot won't be replaced in work in future.
Won't be replaced. Okay, thank you. Correct. And Okay, so shall we continue? So do you know how to use future passive form, right? Is there any question for this lesson?
No, teacher.
Okay, so we'll move to discussion point. So what will school be like 20 years from now? So we will think about what will school be like 20 years from now in the future. So number one, which of the following do you think will happen? So we have to choose which thing will happen in the future, right? So we have to guess. So number 8 is there will be no schools and students will work from home and all lessons will be given over the internet. So will it be happen in the future? How do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe. And how about the others?
80%.
That might happen.
It might happen. So the schools, it means that face-to-face, there is no face-to-face learning side at all. There is no actual school. There will be only online learning and online teaching. So will it be happen in the future?
25%.
80%.
Possible or maybe, okay. Okay, number B, teachers will be replaced by computer. How do you think of it?
I think it is lessons.
Yes, I don't want to be replaced, the teacher.
So it won't happen like that.
Yes.
Yes.
It won't.
It can happen in the future, right? Teachers can be
Yes,
replaced.
of course it can, but like.
Yeah, but we won't accept it.
Yes.
Computer are scary.
And it is better, right? Because computer can beat you, because the teachers can beat you like that, right? So
Oh, but like they have no emotion.
Yes. And they are too smart for your own good. So
yeah, they are too smart. Yes. The teachers, so that can happen, right? Because the students prefer teachers over computers, right? Of course, if they don't have any emotion, so they can mad at you or they can angry at you, right? I think it is better, right? Whatever. So number C, books will no longer exist. Everything will be downloaded from the internet. So how do you think?
It might happen.
Can happen.
Can happen
No.
because it's study happen right now, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Most of the students or most of the readers use ebook, right? Because it is cheaper, it has many reasons, right? We can buy easily and it is cheaper than the actual book, right?
True.
So it can happen in the future, right?
We might still need the real book.
Yeah. But there are some people out there who prefer the actual book rather than ebook, right? Someone
Yes,
like
like
me.
David.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so how about the exams and tests will be taken online only? How do you think?
It's happening right now.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening right now. But it's happening right now. It's only for a short time, right? Because of the COVID or because of the political situation here, right?
Yes.
So,
If it is happen, it
it
will
can happen.
easy to achieve it.
But in for other countries, they already use that system, right? The test will be taken online. So it is starting happening right now. Whether we like it or not. So number E, homework will not be handwritten, and it will be done on the computer, and it will be marked by a computer.
Maybe.
It's a hard
It's happening
question.
right now.
Yes,
Yeah, it's happening right now,
It's
right?
already happening.
Yes, you guys have to submit your homework through email or through Viber or something, right?
Yeah.
So, you have to type. So there will be like assignments. It's happening in other countries already, like 5 years ago or something, right? So it's starting happening right now. So number F is activities such as music, drama, and sports won't be done in schools, and they will be organized in the local community. So there is no activities at school because there is no actual school out there. So how do you think of it?
It won't be happening, I think.
It will.
It won't.
Will be really boring, right? You can't take
Yes,
any activities, right? So according to this, as there is only online learning or online teaching, and there is no actual school or actual classes, right? So there is no activity out there. So that sounds really boring, right? Okay, so these are the possibilities that can happen in the future. So number 2 is, what other changes do you think there will be? So apart from these changes, what other changes can you think of? Is there anything that can you think of? Something that can happen in the future concerned with our education system. For example, there is even no like graduation ceremony or something like that. You have to get your certificate through email. That's all, and there is no ceremony to celebrate. So that can happen, right?
Yeah.
You can save money, right? Like that. You don't have to prepare your outfit to attend the ceremony, right? So is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Yes,
That's a bad thing for me.
I think
50-50.
Bad thing, yes. We can have fun, right? We can have fun with our friends. We can have fun with our teachers, right? We can lose familiarity between the classmates and between the teachers, between the students and the teachers, right?
Yes.
Yes. That sounds really boring, right? Okay. So number 3 is, what will students miss if they only learn from home and don't go to school? How do you think? If we just have to do online learning all the time, so what things can you miss?
Like childhood memory.
Yes.
And friends.
Yes, friends.
And like classroom atmosphere.
Yes, atmosphere. There is no classroom atmosphere. Yes, correct. So especially we will lose our social skills. We will lose our social activities, right?
Yeah.
It means that we can have fun, right? You just have to sit in front of the laptop all the time, and sometimes we will get bored, and sometimes we'll be sleeping, right? And that's all.
But also we were like our health will not be good at the future.
Yes, we have to sit all the time, right? Yes. Even we can get weight. Cindy. Cindy သမီးအခန်းထဲမှာတင်လာတယ်
Yes, chair.
ဟုတ်လားသမီးအတန်လေးနည်းနည်းအကိုရိုက်တယ်လို့ပဲသမီးအတန်ကျဲတယ်ကွာတစ်ချက်ကြားရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့လေခိုင်တဲ့အတန်လေအကိုရိုက်တယ်လို့အတန်ထက်ပြီးတော့လေတနေ့လူရောအဲ့လိုပဲစနေတန်ကောင်းကြတာကြားလားတစ်ချက်ပြောစစ်တာဟိုကစင်တီကအမှန်တော့ဖြည့်တယ်ကွာဖြည့်ပြီးမဲ့ခိုင်ကြလို့ရှိရင်သူ့ရဲ့အတန်အခန်းကျယ်ရဲမှာတင်တယ်လို့အတန်မျိုးထွက်ပြီးတော့ကွာအတန်လုံးပြီးတော့တစ်ချက်အတန်ကောင်းမရဘူးဒါခိုင်ကြသူဘာပဲချက် miss ဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဒီလားအဲ့ဒါတစ်ချက်နောက်ခေါက်ပြန်ပြီးချက်ဖြည့်ပြီးနော်ဘလို့စင်ချက်မှားလို့ပြန်ပြီးရမှာသမီးတန်အဲ့လိုနှစ်ထက်လုံးလေးဖြစ်နေတချို့လူတွေတန်တိုးကိုလိုတာကွာသမီးတန်တော့တကြဲကြီးထွက်လာတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့တစ်ချက်တီးထားကြီးမကြရအောင်နော်
Yes, I got it.
အဲ့လေအရင်လိုပတ်စုပ်တာနေကဘလို့ဖြစ်တာအောင်ပြေးလို့ပါ Okay. So we will miss our social skills and we'll miss our social activities, right? And sometimes it's not even good for our health, right? We will become the ones like the characters in Wall-E cartoon movie. You know that one, right? It's kind of like that because they have to sit all the time, right? So we can begin like that in the future if we have to continue like that. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's continue. Okay, so next lesson is I wish I hadn't done that. So I wish I hadn't done that's the usage, right? So I wish I hadn't done that. Why might you think or say this? So when do we have to use that phrase? I wish I hadn't done that.
When you have regret.
Yes, when we are regret about something, right? We have done something really bad. And after that, we are regretting about that, right? So at that time, we are saying that I wish I hadn't done that, like that, right? So we can use these phrases to show our regrets for the things that we have done in the past, right? So if you want to express your regret, you can use this pattern. I wish I hadn't done that. So we'll move to reading. Number 1, walk with a partner, read the cartoon, and what's the story behind the pictures? What do you think that happened? And write your ideas, compare them in a small group. So there is a cartoon, and a girl is sitting, and her face is not in a good condition, and she is looking at an iPad or something, and she is thinking that I wish I hadn't sent that. If only I've waited and thought about it for a bit longer. And I should have read it before I send it. So she is thinking these sentences. And you can also see her facial expression. So how do you think that? What is the story behind? How do you think? For me, I think that she has got a fight with her friends or her boyfriend or something. So how do you think? Is there any storyline that you can think of?
I think she sent something she shouldn't.
Yes, she has sent a message, right? That she shouldn't send. Yes. And to someone who is really important for her, maybe to her family member or her friends, or as I said, even to her boyfriend or someone, right? So she is regretting about that right now, right? So that is one. I wish I hadn't sent that. So we have to use these patterns, okay? If only I should. So we can use I wish, if only, and should have. So you can use these patterns to show your regret. So we will talk about that. So there isn't. So before doing number 2, we'll have a look at use of English. So wish that, I wish, right? I wish. I wish. So that if you want to add it, it's okay. If you want to remove it, it's okay. So that is an optional. So it means that you can write, I wish that I hadn't sent that. Or you can also say, I wish I hadn't sent that. So that is an optional here. So if you want to put it, just put it. If you want to remove it, just remove it. Okay. So I wish, and if only plus. So if whether you have to use which or if only, you have to follow past perfect tense. So what is the past perfect tense?
Had plus for 3.
Had plus for 3. Yes. So if you want to use I wish and if only, you have to follow past perfect, which is had plus for 3. So the pattern is I wish, had plus for 3. If only, subject, had plus for 3. So there is a pattern if you want to use if only and wish. So there is an example like I wish I hadn't sent that email. If only I hadn't sent that email. Got it?
Yeah.
I wish I had done that. I wish I hadn't done that. If only I had done that. If only I had finished my homework. We can write like that. Okay. And there is one more pattern that you can also use should have plus past participle. So past participle is, what is past participle?
3.
3.
Past 3, right? Past participle is represent of 3. So should have plus past 3. You can easily memorize that should have plus past 3. So past participle means past 3, right? So should have plus past 3. Or you can also use shouldn't have plus past 3 for negative sense. For example, I should have waited. I shouldn't have sent that. So the sense are the same, but there is a little bit difference in grammar. And there is a little bit difference between wish, if only, and should have plus past 3. For wish and if only, you can only use to express regret about something you have done. But for should have plus past 3, you can use to express self-criticism or criticism to the other people. So you can use both for should have plus past 3. But for if only and wish, you can only have to express regret about something you have done. It means that stuff only for self-criticism. But for should have plus past 3, you can use for both, for yourself or for other people. So for example, like you can also use I should have waited. So this is for self-criticism. You should have phoned me. So this is for criticism for the others. You should have done that. So you are talking to other people. So at that time, you can use should have plus past 3. But for wish and if only, you can use only for yourself. So is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So is there any other question for this grammar pattern?
No.
Everyone?
No.
Okay. So we'll do number 2. Write the following sentences using the prompts. So you can see the prompts like I wish, if only, I wish. So you have to use these buttons to continue the sentence. So for example, I have eaten too much. So I wish. I hadn't eaten so much. Right now, I got a stomachache, or right now, I got a diarrhea, like that, right? So you are suffering right now. So you are regretting about that. So I wish I hadn't eaten so much. So please answer 2 up to 6. The answer for number 4 has been given already. Like you shouldn't have shaken the bottle before you open it. After that, we will check. So have you finished?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Everyone, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what is the answer for number 2? I didn't do enough revision for the exam. So if only
If only I had done enough
yes,
revision
if
for the
only
exam.
I had done, right? I had done enough revision for the exam, right? And 3, I didn't bring my camera. So I wish
I had brought my camera.
Yes, I wish I had brought, right? I have brought my camera. And for she should the the answer has been given. So number 5, I didn't bring a book to read. Now I'm bored.
I should have brought a book to read.
I should have
Brought.
Yes, I should have brought a book to read. And you have to be really careful about that have and have, right? Should have. And if only had. I wish I had had, right? So you have to be really careful about using have and have. And the last one, you didn't take a jacket to school. That is why you were cold. So you should. You should.
Have taken.
Yes, you
You
should
have taken a
Have
jacket.
taken a
jacket
jacket to school.
to school. That is
That's
why.
why you were cool.
So have you got all the answers for number 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
Is there any question? No, okay. Okay, so we'll move to number 3. So think about the things you wish you had done or hadn't done, and things you should have done or shouldn't have done. Write a list, then tell your partner. So you have to use these phrases, and you have to construct your own sentences to show your regrets. So for example, I wish I had told my grandmother last weekend. I wish I hadn't been in a bad mood this morning. I should have played better in the match, and I shouldn't have been late for the first lesson. So these are the example words. So this time you have to write your own sentences by using these phrases. Okay. So you can write whatever you want. I wish I had finished my homework. I wish I had waken up early this morning. I wish I hadn't told the secret or something like that. I should have helped my mother. I shouldn't have scolded my brother or something like that. So you have to write your own sentences, okay? So there are 4 sentences, so I will give you 5 minutes to write your own sentences, okay?
Can you repeat that? Teacher, can you repeat that?
Exactly.
Huh?
Okay, we are doing number 3. You have to write your own sentences by using these phrases. So you have to write down 4 sentences. So is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, so have you finished?
Yes.
Have you all finished?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Yes, okay. So I will ask. So I'll start with Linda.
So for the first one, I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish for the second one, I wish I hadn't said bad things to my friend. For the third one, I should have spent my free time by doing exercise, and I shouldn't have skipped the class because I missed some lessons.
Sorry, my connection lost.
Do I have to say again?
Yes, you have to say. Sorry. Sorry, Linda, you have to tell me again.
Okay. So for the first one, I wish I had spent more time with my family because I've been playing game for many hours. I wish I hadn't said bad things to my friend when I'm fighting with them. So for the third one, have I should have done some sports during these days because like my weight been gaining so much. So for the last one, I shouldn't have skipped that class for a while because I missed some lessons.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Fasi. Fasi, he doing it.
I wish I had gone to my grandpa's birthday. Grandpa's birthday. I wish I hadn't gone to school this year. I should have shooted 3 points. Now we lose. I shouldn't have bothered to do my homework. Now the teacher punished me.
Okay, thank you. And this time, don't too easy.
I wish I had had my mother. I wish I hadn't eaten my lunch. I should have ridden my bike. I shouldn't have been late for this class.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Lamina.
I wish I had still more time in grandparents' house. I wish I hadn't take my brother advice. I wish, oh, I should have read direction before studying. I shouldn't have gone to bed very late.
Okay, thank you. This time, someone else.
I wish I had done my homework yesterday. I wish I hadn't played in the rain. I should have learned how to drive a car. I shouldn't have given the phone to my younger brother.
I shouldn't have given, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And this time, sign foundation.
I wish I had invited Tim to the party. I wish I hadn't bought that house. I should have eaten something because I'm hungry. I shouldn't have bought a lot of food.
I shouldn't have bought a lot. Okay, thank you. And this time, Peter.
I wish I had called my father more frequently. I wish I hadn't scolded my little cousin. I should have gone to bed early last night. I shouldn't have spent a lot of money for food.
Okay, thank you. And this time, homemaker.
I wish I had gone outside with my friend. I wish I hadn't had my dinner. I should have said sorry, teacher. I should have known her. I should have eaten a mango.
I shouldn't have eaten. Okay, thank you. And this time, Phu Tay Nong.
Yes, Chair. I wish I had finished this project. I wish I had ended with this job. I should have played with my little brother in my free time. I should have spent my money to eat this food.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello. Oh,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
I think I lost my connection again. Okay, so this time, Alex.
Yes, teacher. I wish I had helped my mom. I wish I hadn't sent those files. I should have listened to you. I shouldn't have lied.
I shouldn't have lied. I shouldn't have. Okay. And next, Sonia. Sonia, are you there? Okay. Okay, Alice, you can go.
Thank you.
Okay, Sonia, are you there? Sonia is not here, right? Okay, so Aga, keep fine.
Yes. I wish I hadn't told my secret to my sister. I wish I have had my friends. I should have played basketball with my friends. I shouldn't have worn a weird jacket to the school.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Nay Nwe. Nay Nwe, are you there? Nay Nwe, are you there? Okay, so miniature.
I wish I had gone to my cousin's birthday party. I wish I hadn't argued with my best friend. I should have been more serious about the final match. I shouldn't have forgotten to do the homework.
I should have.
I shouldn't have forgotten to do the homework.
Okay, thank you. And this time, Sandy.
Yes, teacher. Like, I wish I had had more free time on my weekend. I wish I hadn't started playing games in the night time. I should have a better relationship with my big brother. I should have a fight last night with my brother.
Okay. Okay, thank you. This time, Chocolate.
I wish I had gone out with my friend holiday. I wish I hadn't gone out last night. I should have learned computer. You shouldn't have slept too late.
Okay, so this time, Indy.
I wish I had made better decisions. I wish I hadn't wasted my time. I should have lowered my expectation. I shouldn't have lied to him.
Okay, thank you. Exactly.
I wish I had found my grandma last weekend. I wish I hadn't gone to those class. I should have eaten breakfast this morning. Now I'm hungry. We shouldn't have blamed ourselves.
Okay. This time, Alex.
I wish I had visited my great-grandfather before he passed away. I wish I hadn't been so selfish to make new friends. I should have kept my team focused on that football match. I shouldn't have been lazy during the science class.
This time, during means cannot mean. Okay, during.
Let's check. I wish I had phoned my grandfather last weekend. I wish I hadn't bring that backpack because that is my brother's bag. I should have that book for my free time because I'm boring now. I shouldn't have late for my first lesson.
Okay. Then who left? So everyone has finished, right?
I wish I had listened to my mom. I wish I hadn't played in the rain. I should have bought the jersey. I shouldn't have been late for my class.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So everyone has finished, right?
Yes, so.
Who left? Okay.
I left.
Okay, who is that?
Nay Nwe.
Oh yeah. Nay Nwe, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so you can tell.
And I wish I hadn't talked to them, and I wish I had transferred to a new school from the beginning. And I should have checked my answers again in the exam because now I'm regretting it. I shouldn't have wasted my pocket money on something stupid.
Okay, thank you. So is there any question for this pattern? No question, right? No, okay, so we will continue listening. So before listen, we will discuss number 4 first. So why do people prefer to send an email rather than sending a text? Before you listen, share your idea with the other students. So why do we use email rather than a text? How do you think?
To submit homework. To
submit
homework or projects. Assignments.
Submit homework, yes. And?
When you're going somewhere, like share your experience about that place.
Yes, and?
Apply for the job.
Yes, applying for a job. We have to send our job application letter, right? Yes, correct. And? So is there any other situation that we have to use email rather than a text?
Like when we have to collect the data or something.
When we have to collect the data, yes. So we can say that we have to use email in a formal situation. Am I right? Signing the homeworks for job application letters, for the school works, for the school assignments. So these are our formal situations, right? So in a formal situation, we have to use email rather than sending a text, right? And also the receiver of the text is superior to you. For example, like that person is a headmaster or headmistress, you have to send this email, right? It is better than sending a text, right? So sending a text is kind of like informal situation. For example, like we were sending text to our friends and to our family members, right? I think nowadays people don't even use a text, right? They just only use Messenger or something, right? You guys use other social platform, right? So you can save money, right? Okay. So shall we listen now?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So number 5, listen to people talking about email. So they were discussing or they were talking about an email. So you have to listen. The answer you have to listen is that. What is the conclusion? So they will talk about email and you have to listen. What is their conclusion? Okay. And you also have to answer, do you agree with their conclusion? So you have to answer 2 questions after listening to the test. What is the conclusion? And the second one is, do you agree with their conclusion? Okay. So is that ready to listen?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So I will play.
What do you think about email? What are the advantages?
It's very quick. You can send a message and it usually arrives a few seconds later.
you can send an email message anywhere in the world.
It's not expensive. It's cheaper than texting if you want to send a message to a friend in another country.
And you can send the same message to lots of different people at the same time. It's great if you're planning a party.
Okay, so those are the advantages. What are the disadvantages? Are there any disadvantages? Not everyone uses email.
Don't they?
No, they just text on their mobiles.
Oh, okay. Oh, and you get quite a lot of emails you don't want.
You mean junk mail?
Yes, from people wanting to sell things. It's really annoying.
Another thing is that you write an email and you send it without thinking, and then you wish you hadn't. So sometimes it's just too quick and easy.
You have to be really careful too. If you get an email from someone you don't know, it's best not to open it, because it might have an attachment with a virus, and it can really mess up your computer.
So, those are the disadvantages. On balance, do you think email is a good thing? Yes, definitely.
Of course.
So have you got the answers?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So what is their conclusion? They are talking about, or they're discussing about the advantages and disadvantages of email, right? And there is a conclusion at the end of the conversation. So what is their conclusion?
Email is a good thing.
Yes, email is a good thing. So the woman asked like, is email a good thing? So the answer is yes, definitely, right? So they all agree that email is a good thing, right? So that is the conclusion of their conversation, right? So do you agree with that? Email is a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, you have to agree with that, right? Okay, whatever. Because you guys have to use email, right? In the future. At least when you apply for a job, right? Or when dealing with your boss. Okay. So number 6, we'll do number 6. Number 6 is listen again. So you have to listen it again. This time, make notes on the advantages and disadvantages of students talk about. So they're talking about advantages and disadvantages, right? So this time you have to note down. So you may have 2 columns, advantages and disadvantages, and then you have to note down. So come back with your notes with a friend. After that, we all check. Okay, we'll check the answer. So you have 2 columns, advantages, disadvantages. So are you ready to listen again or to make notes? So I will play it again.
Four. What do you think about email? What are the advantages? It's very quick. You can send a message and it usually arrives a few seconds later.
You can send an email message anywhere in the world.
It's not expensive. It's cheaper than texting if you want to send a message to a friend in another country.
And you can send the same message to lots of different people at the same time. It's great if you're planning a party.
Okay, so those are the advantages. What are the disadvantages? Are there any disadvantages? Not everyone uses email.
Don't they?
No, they just text on their mobiles.
Oh, okay. Oh, and you get quite a lot of emails you don't want.
You mean junk mail?
Yes, from people wanting to sell things. It's really annoying.
Another thing is that you write an email and you send it without thinking, and then you wish you hadn't. So sometimes it's just too quick and easy.
You have to be really careful too. If you get an email from someone you don't know, it's best not to open it, because it might have an attachment with a virus, and it can really mess up your computer.
So, those are the disadvantages. On balance, do you think email is a good thing? Yes, definitely.
Of course.
So have you got all the answers?
Yes.
Everyone? Have you got all the answers? All the advantages,
Yes.
all the disadvantages? Yes, yes. Okay. So this time I will play it again to check your answers. Okay.
Track 4.
What do you think about email? What are the advantages?
It's very quick. You can send a message and it usually arrives a few seconds later.
You can send an email message anywhere in the world.
It's not expensive. It's cheaper than texting if you want to send a message to a friend in another country.
And you can send the same message to lots of different people at the same time. It's great if you're planning a party.
Okay, so those are the advantages. What are the disadvantages? Are there any disadvantages?
Not everyone uses email.
Don't they?
No, they just text on their mobiles.
Oh, okay. Oh, and you get quite a lot of emails you don't want.
You mean junk mail?
Yes, from people wanting to sell things. It's really annoying.
Another thing is that you write an email and you send it without thinking, and then you wish you hadn't. So sometimes it's just too quick and easy.
You have to be really careful too. If you get an email from someone you don't know, it's best not to open it because it might have an attachment with a virus and it can really mess up your computer.
So, those are the disadvantages. On balance, do you think email is a good thing?
Yes, definitely.
Of course.
So got it?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone?
Yes.
Okay, you have got all the answers. Okay. Okay, so we'll check the answers. So what are the advantages and how many disadvantages they are talking about? Only the advantages. How many of them?
3.
3, 4?
4.
4. 3, 4, 4, 3. Okay. what is the first thing they are talking about? The advantages.
It's cheaper than text messages.
Cheaper than texting. Okay, cheaper than texting, and
it's quick.
It's quick. It's very quick. Yes, and
it's good for partying.
It's good for party.
You can send mail to other people in the same time, like they mentioned like that.
Yes. So Linker and Andy, you guys are saying the same thing, right? So we can send the same message to different people at the same time, right? So that is the last point, I think. So how about the third thing?
We can send an email anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world, yes. So they're altogether 4 points, right? So the first point is that it is very quick, right?
Yes.
It is very quick. And the second thing is that we can send around the world, right? And the third thing is it is cheaper than the text, right? Especially for the people who live in another country. And the last thing is that we can send the same message to different people at the same time. So it is especially it's good for the party, right? Yes. So these are the 4 things. So have you got all the advantages, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So how about the disadvantages? How many disadvantages they are talking about?
Not everyone.
4.
4. Okay, 4. So tell me the first thing.
Not everyone
is using.
email.
Yes, not everyone is using an email. The first thing, right? Not everyone is using email. That is why we can't use email all the time. So that is one of the disadvantages. And how about the second thing?
You got
junk mail.
You got
junk mail.
Junk mail.
Yes, you can get junk mails, right? That is really annoying, right? So junk mail, which is annoying, you can receive these. And how about the third thing?
It's too quick and easy.
Yes, it is too quick and easy, right? So that is why we are really have to be careful about when we are using that, right? So that is why too quick and too easy. So that will be one of the disadvantages, right? So too quick can be advantages and it can also be disadvantages at the same time, right? When we are clicking the button of sending, we don't have a chance to record it, right? And how about the last thing?
Someone might send emails with attachments to virus.
Yeah, attachment that includes virus, right? So it can harm our devices like laptop or phone, right? So that will be the last disadvantages. So have you got all the answers, everyone? Advantages, 4 advantages and 4 disadvantages. If you don't get the answers, you can tell me back, okay? So have you got all the answers, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm.
Okay, so we will move to project. So email and mobile etiquette. What does that mean, email etiquette and mobile etiquette? What does that mean, etiquette?
I don't know.
Like dinner etiquette, email etiquette, mobile phone etiquette. There are even like dinner etiquette. The etiquette means the rules that you have to follow or the behaviors that you have to follow if you're using an email or if you're using a mobile phone, or there is even one like there is an etiquette that you have to behave at a dinner table like that. So these are the etiquettes. Etiquette means you can translate these into like the rules or the behavior that you have to follow at a certain situation. So this time we'll only discuss about email etiquette and mobile etiquette, which means the etiquette or the rules that you have to follow when you're using an email and the etiquette that you have to follow when you're using a mobile phone, especially in a formal situation. So is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So number 7, what would a partner read this guide to email etiquette? So it is giving you about email etiquette. So do you agree, and is there anything you would add? So do you agree with all these etiquette, and is there any other thing that you want to add in these etiquette? So we'll look at the first one. Do not use capital letters, and it is like shouting when you're talking to somebody. So when you're sending an email to someone, you don't use all the words for capital letters. And it's like shouting, you're talking to somebody. So do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, instead of using like hello, so you can be capitalized H, right? But you can be capitalized all the letters in hello, like HELLO. It's like it doesn't sound like hello, it was sounds like hello like that, right? So it's kind of like shouting. So it's kind of rude, right? So that is why I don't use capital letters for every letters of the word. It is like shouting. So this one you have to follow. This is one of the etiquettes that you have to follow when you're using email. How about the second point? Always check your emails before you send them. Make sure the spelling, the grammar, punctuation are correct. So mostly when we're using email, we use English language as a medium, right? So you need to check everything like spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Spelling. Yes, you have to be really careful about spelling, right? If you misspell something, it can be there can be like misunderstanding between the receiver and the sender, right? And also the grammar. Sometimes if you use the wrong grammar, the meaning can be changed. And in the same way with the punctuation too, right? The punctuation can also change the meaning of the sentence. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It can change, right? It's only the punctuation, but it can change the whole meaning. So there will be like misunderstood between you and your friends, right? Okay, so how about the third one? Be careful what you write. Don't be rude and don't say anything bad about other people. Your email could be forwarded to them. How do you think?
Yes, we should follow that.
Yes.
Don't talk about other people, okay? Right? So it means that we can't be identical in the email, right? Because it can forward it to them, right? Because we don't know the receiver of the email was you, right? We can guess human mind, right? So they can be forwarded to that person. So there will be like a huge misunderstanding between you and that person, right? So don't do that, okay? So do you agree with that? But I think you might do with your friends, right? In the messenger.
Sometimes
we do it.
You guys always do that, right? all the time, right? So don't do that. Okay, you can't trust your friends all the time. Am I right?
I guess.
Yeah.
If you have a fight with that friend, right? That friend can betray you. Am I right?
Of
Yes,
course.
you are.
Of course, we can't trust no one. We can't trust anyone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have to follow this one, right? Okay. But it depends on the person, right? If you can trust that person too much, you can, right? So that will depend on the situation, and that will depend on the person you are talking to. And the last one is, before you write an email, ask yourself, would a phone call be better? So how about this one? Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Yes.
Sometimes talking with a person on the phone is way better than sending a text or sending an email, right? So there won't be any misunderstanding, right? So you can talk with the person directly. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. So we have these 4 facts are the ones that you have to follow when you're using an email. So is there anyone that you want to add as an email etiquette? Is there anything that you want to add apart from these 4 facts? Nope. Is that enough for email etiquette?
I guess.
I guess, because I have no idea. I'm so hungry right now, like that, right?
Maybe.
I need food and I can't think of anything right now, right? Am I right?
Sure. I think so.
But it's only like, it's not even 11, right? It's still too early to be hungry, right? Or are you guys hungry right now?
Yes.
You have breakfast, right?
Nope.
No. Okay. So when did you get up this morning?
9.
9. Just 5 minutes before the class started. Am I right?
Yes.
Did you wash your face, Linger?
Yes, like I take that 5 minutes to wash my face and brush my teeth.
So that is enough, right? 5 minutes is enough to wash the face and did you brush your teeth too?
Yes, of course.
How about the girls? You guys are in pajamas right now. Am I right?
Yes.
So these are the one of the advantages of learning online, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So yes, okay. And the second thing is that we need I need ideas from you guys, but some of you guys are really hungry right now, right? So you can't think of anything. Am I right?
Maybe.
Definitely.
So okay. So as I'm a very sweet teacher, I'm gonna stop here. Okay. So I'll let you go for like 2 minutes. Okay, early for your.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
So we'll think about the mobile etiquette the next week. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Bye, teacher. Have a nice day.
Nice day. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye.